sorry, good morning. I am delighted to see all of you here this morning. This is just a great occasion. Michelle mentioned that this has been a long time coming. We actually thought that this home was renamed or dedicated to Mrs. Hamer 7 years ago. We had a workshop here, the Hamer Institute did. President Mason indicated that was going to happen. Then when I became president for a day, I discovered that it hadn't gone through the formal process. So my late brother Eugene, who was a minister, would say it was all in God's plan that we're here today and that we're formally doing it. We're formally dedicating this facility in honor of Mrs. Hamer. And thank all of you for being here. This is important for Jackson State. This is important for Mississippi. This is important for all of us. One of my colleagues on the faculty is fond of saying is that you are our blackest president. And all of our presidents in recent years have been black, but I'm the blackest one. And I'm the blackest one because we have a heritage that we shouldn't run away from. And we have a heritage that we should be proud of. And our doors are open to everybody. Black, white, yellow. We're open to everybody. But we have a heritage, and we shouldn't forget that heritage. And Fannie Lou Hamer reminds us of that heritage. Her single act of courage, her commitment to social justice for everybody is something that should be an integral part of the DNA of Jackson State University. And I am just so pleased that we are here and we're honoring Mrs. Hamer as we honor ourselves. And so thank all of you for being here. One last comment. I met Mrs. Hamer in the winter of 1963, and we rode on a bus from Amzie Moore's house in Cleveland, Mississippi to Dorchester County, Georgia, to a citizenship education workshop that was conducted by Andrew Young, Gene Young, and Dorothy Cotton. And on that bus from Cleveland to Georgia, Mrs. Hamer sang and preached and taught. And then when we got to the workshop, she sang and preached and she taught. And we rode back from Georgia to Cleveland, and she sang and she preached and she taught. And when I got back to the dorm at Russ College, I called my mother and I said, "My dear, I've met this woman on the bus, Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer, and she is a great and outstanding woman." And I said to my mother, I said, "I have now two real heroes, two real sheroes, my mother and Fannie Lou Hamer. And that guiding principle has lived with me every day of my life, because her example is an example for all of us. She didn't hate anybody. She didn't carry malice in her heart. She reached out to everybody. On her dying bed, she was concerned about people in her community. She tried to feed the hungry. You know, man, that is absolutely an incredible story. And we need to tell this story to all of our young people, black and white, because they need to hear this story, because it's an important story. It's about a life lived and a life that contributed so much to who we are and what we are about. So it's only fitting and proper that Jackson State University, on this day, rededicates this facility in the name of one of the greatest persons, one of the greatest women, one of the greatest human beings in the history of our country, Fannie Lou Hamer, on this day. Let's give it up for Fannie Lou Hamer. Let's give it up for Fannie Lou Hamer. Thank you. And thank the Hamer family for sharing her with us. Now, we're going to unveil the plaque over here. And Brother Provost, Dr. Williams, Charles McLaurin mentioned that young fellow who won that essay contest from your high school. I don't know where he is, but he ought to be at Jackson State. So we need to find him, okay? All right. So let's move around so we can see the, I'm going to pull down the cover here so we can get a picture of it. And if you can move around so you can see, it's not the best view. And again, I want to thank everybody that Michelle thanked for making this possible. Is everybody around so they can sort of see it? We make sure we take pictures of it so we can put them someplace so everybody can see them again. All right. I'm going to do this on, before I do this, before I do it, I want to make sure that I can get the Hamer daughters to come up here with me, please, if they don't mind. Yeah, no problem. Please come. Please come. Please come. Please come. Come down. There we go. 1, 2, 3 on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Good. And we're going to go on the inside. We're going to unveil one on the inside, but then we also have a reception activity on the inside. So we want everybody to please come and join us on the inside. And we're going to do the unveiling on the inside too. So please.